Okay, well, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to our
Oh my gosh.
last time hanging out here.
Dude, this is an end of an era. This is an end of an era. Remind me the date that you moved in here. What year, what date?
January 1.
J1, yeah.
Remember? J1 2024.
2024.
Remember we were at Palo Santo at like 9 p.m. It was earlier than that because I moved in here on the 31st. That was like my first night staying here, I think, because I had to be out of my old place.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so I think we moved in here on the 31st and we were fucking tired. And so we had...
Oh, we went to Palo Santo.
Yeah, we
early
had
for dinner.
Early dinner.
That's right.
And a drink or two, and then we came up and we were done.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even think... Did we even have a drink?
I don't know.
Maybe a glass of wine.
But it was... Or champagne. It was...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, I didn't forget about being at Palo Santo.
Yeah, end of year 2023.
You kicked off the
going
new year.
into 2024. So, and now we're at the last, we're right in the middle of this year. So exactly a year and a half is how long I've been in here.
How wild. Closing out.
I'm so tired of moving. God.
Yeah, me too. Quit moving, yeah.
I have moved so much. Like, I've moved so many times.
Which is interesting because a lot of, so the average, they say, quote unquote.
What is it?
7 years. Someone stays someone stays in their home. And maybe that's fluctuated a little bit.
I've never been anywhere for 7 years. Shit, I couldn't imagine.
I haven't either.
7?
Well, I mean, back home, but I haven't either.
You know, and that's, that's different about our lifestyles.
And culture, too.
And, yeah.
Because, culturally,
yeah,
we move a lot more. We're not staying in one place for the long haul with generational living, right? Like maybe Asia or Europe, like we're not built to last here in America, necessarily. You know what I mean? Like we're always bopping around. But with that, you get new energy at different places, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I love that about moving.
Exactly. You're shifting, quote unquote, a timeline based on where you live, what's going on in your world. Yeah. Everything changes for the better or for the worse sometimes, but usually you're going up, you're not going down, Yeah. So yeah, you're ending an era here.
I know. Well, it hasn't really been an era, but...
Yes, it has.
It's been a season. I'm ending a season here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't say an era.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay,
a whole year and a half.
What is, me thinking, like reminiscing on the farewell episode today here at your house, I was thinking about one of the funniest times that we've had here.
Oh, God.
What's one of your, funnest or funniest times that we've had?
I mean, we've had a lot of fun times
here.
I
know.
We've had a lot of fun times here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of that situation.
Oh my God, gross. Yeah.
Gross.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
Are you gonna share?
No.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I won't
A
share
big.
that.
It was well.
You had to be there.
I get. Yeah, you did. You had to be there. Tell me more about. Well, I guess leading up to that. You can talk about what was leading up to that.
Yeah, we might as well. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I haven't talked about that, and that's like kind of a big part of.
That was 6 months ago.
This whole 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it was just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting
Yeah.
I feel my heart
Yeah.
beating just thinking about that. Yeah. It's I guess we'll just so
It was a Friday afternoon.
It was a Friday afternoon. I was kind of just messing around. I wasn't really that busy, but I decided I was going to go into the office. Honestly, kind of just to go into the office.
Safe face. Yeah.
And so I did that, and I was only gone for maybe 2 hours. I came back. I have the details don't matter. I came back to find that my house had been broken into.
Yeah.
And because you were the first person I called, because I came in here and quickly realized something was off. Well, actually, my power was off.
Yeah.
They had
You were making a coffee. You're making a coffee. Yeah.
The power. Yeah. So that was a very disturbing and upsetting moment in time in my life. Really painful. And it was one of those kind of brought me to my knees moments.
Yeah.
And I stayed with you that night. I stayed with you for a while after that.
Well, I was like, yeah, there's no business. You have no business staying here.
I couldn't even walk in here at first.
No.
Without just, I just couldn't even come in here by myself. I was scared. I was upset. It was sad. Like,
energy just shook. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, all those cops were in my house, like
taking fingerprints, walking around, taking photos. It felt like CSI.
It did, and all for what? Nothing. I never even got a fucking phone call back from the Oklahoma City Police Department. Never even got a phone call back. I got a phone call from whoever in the pawn department who kept asking me for more details about some
items.
of my jewelry.
Yeah.
But that's the only phone call I ever got. I never got a call back from a detective or anything after all of that invasion.
Yeah.
So anyways, I digress. It was upsetting, but I think just a testament to the work that I've been doing in my personal life of just trying to be centered and grounded, that as upsetting as that was, I even remember, like, I'm pretty sure I was at your house that night, that, like, I'm crying. You were out with the girls, because we were supposed to go out with the girls.
Yeah.
You went out.
You were like, go. And I was like, are you sure?
Couch,
yeah.
Just, like, laying there. And,
Wally, you didn't have Moose yet.
I didn't have Moose yet. I didn't have Moose. And, but I remember feeling like, I said, like, this hurts so bad, and this is so upsetting. Like, I know there's nothing but goodness on the other side of this.
Going up. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is a low,
I just got the chills.
low.
Yeah.
Like, this is a low. And, it felt like this is a pivotal moment. I hate that this is what had to be the catalyst for it. But it was.
Something was going to break you, and it happened to be that,
It happened to be that. It was a real, just sort of reality check. And, I don't know, it's interesting how things like that have, seemingly nothing to do with anything else, but they kind of just make you reevaluate, like, so many things in areas in your life.
Yeah.
And so, we were already, I had been contemplating giving up alcohol for a while. And through the aftermath of this event and just like evaluating things, like, I knew for sure that that was something I wanted to do this year. And so, anyways, fast forward, you asked me what one of my favorite times, funniest times in this house was. And it was not long after that when we had a bunch of friends over.
God, yeah.
And I think it was only 2 weekends out.
Well, 2 or 3. Well, maybe 3 or 4. Maybe like a month after.
That happened like right before Thanksgiving, because I was at your house for like a week.
Yep.
And I was gone for.
You were in Dallas, came back.
Yeah. So.
It was towards the end.
Maybe it was actually, it was the first weekend in December, because it was after my work Christmas party. And Dana was here. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
it was that Saturday night.
Yeah. So
a big group of
we had a
big group of good people.
Good people, and we had food, we had drinks, we had laughter.
We were outside. We were in the front.
We reclaimed the space.
You took the power back.
We took the power back.
Well, and you declared that. You're like,
I did.
So long to that terrible.
Because
icky energy, like.
Yeah, it was funny because somehow we were all like gathered back in the closet.
We were like crisscross applesauce back there,
everyone
just
was hanging out in the closet, and so I go back
which
there,
is spacious, yeah.
Which is it's where they broke into through that window back there, and so
you were showing them
I came back there, and I just had to have a moment. I was like, guys, this makes my heart so happy. Like I really needed this, like, cleansing of the energy and all of that.
Yeah.
And after that day, and after my full alarm system got installed, I felt
blessed, BB.
It was that was it.
Yep,
that was it. It took my power back, and it was exactly what I needed, and I was just so thankful for it. So that was one of my funnest nights here.
It was. I mean, you took your power back. You were choosing to not allow some Yahoo nitwit off the side of the road coming and breaking into your home and taking all of your precious memorable
Yeah.
things. Not
Yeah.
like things are just things, right? We can't take it when we leave, but like that was a part of you. Your jewelry, your
Well, it is such an invasion of your privacy because it took me a while. I came in here and I'm like, people have been in my house. They know where my bed's at. They know where I sleep. They
touched
went
your
through my
unmentionables.
underwear.
Yeah.
Like, pulled all my personal.
Yeah.
Like, it was so violating. And I said to you even that night, like, I was so grateful to have a place to stay, to be able to not have to come back here.
Yeah.
And I thought, there are so many people that this happens to them.
They wouldn't
and
have
they have
that.
to stay in this energy and this feeling of just ickiness. And
Turmoil.
it gave me a lot of empathy for
What you have. Gratitude for what you have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, oh God, yeah, just talking about it, it's like bringing the heaviness back. But, so yeah, sort of fast forward to one of a really great night after sort of reclaiming the space and getting to really enjoy my time here because I love this house. This has been such a fun house.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty darn cool.
When we talk about it from a real estate perspective, I bought this house just intending to flip it.
Yeah.
But I was over there renting, and then like as I'm doing this, I'm like, what the heck?
Why don't I just move in?
Yeah, and there wasn't going to be a good profit margin on this anyway, so I was like, why don't I? Oh, now there will.
Yeah.
Now there will be.
Class
But,
of 10 pin. What up? Yeah.
So yeah, I just sort of in the midst of it, in the middle of this reno, decided like, hold on a sec, wait, I'm gonna make this for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's kind of how this came to be. And I was thinking right before we got started on this, like, just that, the woman who moved into this house is not the same woman who is moving out of this house.
Ooh, give me chills.
I mean, I have,
You've blossomed.
where I have learned some lessons in this last year and a half, some big ones, some hard ones.
Yeah.
Moved through heartache and heartbreak and pain, and also experienced a lot of joy and love and laughter. I mean,
so much.
we're 4 blocks from the plaza, we're gonna walk and get a parm sandwich after this at your favorite local Italian restaurant. It's been as all like transitions in life, if you allow them to teach you and if you're open to it,
man,
what a nugget. I've loved, I'm so grateful for this place for all that it's taught me. And so and in the same breath, the house is pretty much empty now. We moved out yesterday, and seeing my stuff in my new space at the ranch, like,
hope, opportunity.
those same feelings are in my chest.
Yeah,
I'm so beyond excited. And I mean, I've been feeling since I've been out there, working out there, like, I know that place is going to teach me
oh my God,
more than I could even imagine.
I'm getting the chills. I'm getting the chills thinking about it for you.
So many ways. I mean, I was there this morning and I drove out, like, there was a snake on the road, and I'm like,
nature. You're walking one with nature now up there.
I'm going to be learning lessons in all kinds of ways.
Cool.
And so,
and it's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Not fearing the future, but just
I love change.
Me too.
A lot of people
can't handle it.
It makes them nervous.
It keeps them safe.
Anxious.
That's the
and I get that for a lot of people, and they have other factors. They have a lot of other factors in their life to consider.
Right.
And we being
single,
childless, like we have a lot more freedom and flexibility to make decisions that we want to make.
Right.
Solely for us, and that is a privilege. But
you're up there this morning.
Just being open to change and not even open to it, like
accepting it.
I love it. And
oh my God, I can't get enough of it.
Last few weeks here, just knowing like my days were numbered here and just enjoying every moment.
Yeah.
I was just thinking how I've really come to. Beginnings are obviously fun and exciting, but I've also, when a new beginning is coming, it really helps you appreciate and enjoy endings as well.
Yeah.
And like, you know, my last, because I knew my days here were numbered, like I really
you cherished it just a little bit more.
Like, I loved every moment about being here
and being intentional about it. You know, like staying here for the last night, like that didn't go unnoticed. Like we knew, like you knew that was the last night you were staying here, and grateful for what you have and grateful for the unseen, the unknown. Yeah. Cool. I'm excited for you. The ranch is gonna be another rodeo. I mean,
it's already just like having my stuff in there, and like the flow of the house is so interesting because I'm like, it's not going to be traditional in the sense of like, this is the bedroom and all you do is sleep. Like it's very
fluid.
You're going to be living in all of the, because it's small, you're going to be living in all of the spaces kind of differently, kind of like, you know,
more communal, more open,
more like a lot more like, I'm saying a loft, but like a studio kind of more like we just live in all this space, hang out wherever. If it makes sense, do it. If not, you know, so anyways, that's exciting. Also, you have the most killer bathroom I think I've ever seen. It's not even done.
And when I house it, when Wally and I house it, we're definitely, I'm gonna drop all the bath bombs in there. How many gallons of water does that hold? I was like, shit,
you're gonna need a couple.
How many gallons of water does that hold?
I don't know.
How long does that take to fill up, I wonder?
I haven't filled it up.
Probably 45 minutes, I bet.
No.
That's a huge tub. It's
45 minutes.
45, 30.
That's an exaggeration.
You know.
We'll find out. You know what? There's only one way to find out.
Good thing you have like 10 wells on your property. You don't have to like worry about.
It's one well. I have a bunch of
little spades. Yeah.
Well heads? Is that what they're called?
Whale heads. Whale heads.
See? So much to learn. I'm like, it's hilarious when I have to call people to fix shit. I'm like, I have this thing and like
But you know what? Like, okay.
They're asking me these questions. I have no idea.
You're like, this is why I need you.
Come look at it.
This is why I need you.
And even still, like now that I have all my stuff in there, I'm like, oh God, I need to better understand how.
You're going to be living it.
I will, but I don't right now.
That's the cool part about life. It's like compound interest, right? Compound knowledge. Yeah. You're just gonna keep like your lip will be loaded by the time you're ready to leave and move on to your next house with that place.
I know, yeah.
So you can tell everybody else the ins and outs.
Yeah.
You know, with such grace and certainty. But you know, you're literally learning a whole new ball game.
I'm trying to remember what Valentina said yesterday. I'm gonna be getting a degree in gay.
Oh God.
Because the truck broke down yesterday and I was like pissed. I was like, God damn. I was like, I was mad and I was like, I'm gonna have to learn like about basic mechanics.
Yeah.
Because you
need a little wrench.
I have a little truck.
Yeah.
I have these riding lawnmowers that I don't know how to service but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
And you know what? Google and YouTube.
I know.
That's how most of these dudes do it anyway.
I know. And
if we do a deep dive on that, like there was a generation that didn't pass that down, which is why.
And that's what Braxton, who was helping yesterday, you know, thank God he was with me because he was the one that told me all about the truck. Like, it died on 13th Street in Midtown. And I was like, thank God he was behind me. I get out and I'm like, it's dead.
The Caravan, yeah. So because he was driving a similar pickup as you. I say similar. His was a Chevy. I know. He should know better. Yeah. He's going to school in Stillwater.
But anyway, so we popped it in neutral, and thank God it was like kind of on a slight hill, and we turned it onto the side street. Anyways, so yeah,
crazy.
So much to learn.
So okay, you had
room for growth.
You had mentioned Braxton. Mm-hmm. He's got a cool story. Tell me more, because I was yapping his ear off.
Yeah. I just thought this was interesting. So. After my truck broke down, obviously I was riding around with him. He was helping us move yesterday. And he, you know, just
He's 21.
He's 21. He's a baby boy.
So sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nice. Like, he was a nice kid.
I didn't realize you guys hadn't even met yet. No. I was just yapping his ear off. I was like, well, sounds great. He's like, I just met Melissa. I was like, today? I was like, you guys have been working together? But like you said, there's everybody out in the field, you know.
So,
you're still new enough.
I don't know how it came up or how we got to talking about it, but he was saying that, I was asking him about his tattoo. He had a tattoo.
The moth? The different one?
So he had just gotten a moth, but it was like a centipede looking thing.
Oh, yeah, kind of a skeleton looking type thing.
And he said it was from this game that he and his brother, like this video game he used to play growing up. And he said, yeah, his parents got divorced when he was young. And then he's like, they both remarried narcissists, like, diagnosed narcissists. And he said, so that was
both
really
of his
hard.
Parents
both
did?
of his parents.
Wow.
Yeah. So his stepmom.
So he
and
got
his
it on both
stepdad,
ends. Yeah.
He had no safe home to exist in. So they would kind of check out and go and shut the door and play video games and like try and like exist in a happy space. So, oh my God, it was, it's just so.
He's 21.
Yeah.
And he was able to verbalize that.
He was able to verbalize that. But it must have been a pretty severe situation because, it sounded like they grew up going to therapy.
Wow.
But he said that his brother wasn't doing really well,
Older or younger?
A year younger.
Huh. Kid brother, yeah.
And so, interesting to hear that, but also really encouraging that the level of awareness for a 21-year-old.
Kid was sharp as a tack.
Because the reality is like, none of us have perfect childhoods, none of us have perfect parents. And so like, you deal with shit,
Yeah.
But the fact that they have awareness and have sought or are willing to seek help for it, that is one amazing thing about the younger generation.
Yes,
Much
I
more
agree.
willing to do something about it.
I
get
agree.
curious.
I agree.
And it's not looked down upon to get help for
No,
something
no,
that
no one's
they're
gonna
having
pew-pew
trouble
you.
working through. Whereas, our parents' generation, it's like,
We stuffed those feelings. What are feelings?
it's like, you're going to therapy? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're like,
God.
a lot of things, actually.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
So
well, okay. With that, let's talk about one of Oklahoma City's big wins this last week.
You've been calling it. You gotta be happy with that.
Monumental.
You gotta be happy with that.
Valentina called me the Oracle. That's just funny. It's not. I had nothing to do with it. However, the fact that our team won, this puts us on the map.
Oh, yeah.
Period. It put us on the map. Like, we've been to the finals before, right? Like, we've been, us winning. Those boys, Lynn and I Googled the average age of the team.
I said 21.
About 20.
I don't know that that's
About 21. I mean,
But
Caruso,
it's young.
I think
It's
Caruso,
young.
it is young in comparison to the rest of the NBA, the teams.
It's weird because I was thinking about that on the way over here because I knew we were going to talk about it. And I was like, we willed that to happen.
I just got the chills. Every single one of those, even everybody on staff in the program itself did that.
The fans, like you say, the energy was all pushing towards that. And we had been feeling it. Every time you drive downtown, there's flags everywhere. There's every business around here has thunder on. It's like just
in a very
so
unattached, way.
Yeah.
It's interesting thinking about, Gen Zs, this generation that's, coming up behind us. I feel like millennials, we've started doing some inner work, and really digging in and trying to figure out what's what and break generational cycles and trauma. Gen Zs, oh my God, they are all about love. They have more love than they know what to do with, which is how it's, you figure history repeats itself. We go these really extreme swings, right? I think that I feel like the millennials we're evening everything out, and then the Gen Zs are just like, we're just all about the love. We're all about the love, and all are welcome.
Well, I don't know if you saw that. I'm sure you did see that photo with the OKC memorial in the background with the truck. I mean the big van and the trophy. Yeah. Oh God, when I saw that one, I was just like.
And our whole city, I think that for any outsider, which was me for a time, not realizing how prominent of a photo that actually is, with such weight and heaviness, and also such light and joy, because with such a devastating, what year did that happen again? What was
95?
Yeah,
96?
Yeah. So a little over 30 years ago. 30 years ago.
I remember it.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Yeah,
but like
I was here, and I was in first grade, and.
First thing in the morning.
My school was over here off 23rd, so like closer to the area. We thought I remember, I think we took cover. I'm trying to remember. The teachers thought it was an earthquake. I remember that.
You felt it all the way over there?
It wasn't that far, 23rd? Yeah. I mean, people felt it like all over the city, I think.
See, that's crazy. Like thinking about the magnitude.
And I was so young, I didn't
Sure.
understand the magnitude. I didn't.
What was going on,
you
yeah.
know? But
Hindsight looking back on it, it's like,
yeah,
wow.
I mean, seeing those images on the news and stuff, like I realized it was a big deal, and
Yeah. I mean, it was destroyed. But I will say one thing.
it was a lot of kids.
Absolutely.
Children.
Yeah. One thing I do love about this city, this state, is that I made a joke earlier about we're accepting bandwagon applications for Oklahoma City Thunder, but that's just funny. This is the most welcoming. This is the most welcoming
really
city and
It really
state
is.
I think
People are
I've ever
friendly,
known.
People are kind, like.
People joke with me all the time. They're like, well, where are you from? When did you get here? I was like, well, 12, almost 13 years ago now. And Oklahoma has just a way of capturing you.
Everyone says that.
Transplants. And I don't want to go. Why would I want to leave? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Affordable housing,
Yeah.
great cost of living,
Yeah.
exploration. This city is on the rise.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think, man,
And
catapulting.
that's what's fun. Like, we have plenty of great bars and restaurants and shopping and that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
I just keep thinking when my friend Tanya was here visiting from Atlanta,
Yeah.
much larger city.
A huge
you know,
metropolitan,
and we were
yeah.
out like on a Sunday. She was here like in the late fall, so it was like usually cooler out, but it was a
October.
really nice,
Yeah.
sunny Sunday. So of course we're gonna like get out and bop around. We were like on a patio, and she was
You
just
had
like,
to, yeah.
She was like, "Where are all the people?" She's like, if there was like a random nice day like this in Atlanta, like
Everyone would be out.
everywhere would be booked.
Yeah.
It'd be a party, like, and like big cities. And so seeing the little things like the parade, the
Yeah.
Thunder Parade, our city fucking
Showed up. Oh
we
my
turned
God.
out, like, that was so fun. I'm like, look at us go. We're like a real city. and the diversity of people that were there.
Yes.
Super family friendly crowds, and then you kind of go in, it's a little more like
Yeah.
party, bebopping, everybody's got their speakers.
Everyone's just
grilling.
being them. Everyone's being them.
Everyone's
Showing up
having
as them, supporting.
fun in the way
Yeah.
that they have fun.
Yep.
And we're doing it all together.
Yep.
And I think that's so beautiful. And
Man, yeah, absolutely. And that,
what else did we, I feel like we did something else this week too that I was like,
Restoration Hardware?
Restoration Hardware. Like, look at us go.
I thought
look at us go. We got a big furniture store.
On the drive down here, I was passing the Oak, and in my head I was like, if you build it, this was my thought, if you build it, they will come. It is,
Who knew that a furniture opening was like the place to be?
I knew.
Which is also kind of
I
fun.
knew. I feel like,
I didn't know.
it feels like you're in Scottsdale. It feels like you're in Florida. It feels like you're in Palm Beach. It didn't feel
like you were here.
It doesn't feel like you're in Oklahoma City.
Didn't feel like you were here.
We're bringing that exterior like feeling and energy outside of Oklahoma to Oklahoma
Yeah,
City. And
yeah.
you know what? Like if that's not a direct correlation of our soon-to-be trajectory of the
That's what
city,
I'm saying. It's
gone. Yeah.
It's been a great time to buy here. It's
Still
an
a
even
good
better
time.
time
Yeah.
to buy here, and inventory is still high. So
Yeah. Don't be sleeping.
go get you a deal.
Don't be sleeping.
Go get
Yeah.
you a deal.
Golly, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
No, Restoration Hardware. Even I had some family members back in California. They're like, oh, "You have an RH?" I was like, "Literally, I live like 5 minutes away from it."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah." I was like, "Good thing I don't live far."
Mhm.
But it's so funny because, I mean, the level of excellence that is that establishment. Are you kidding me? That's.
I can't wait to have brunch up there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be
Yeah.
absolutely huge. But it's cool because I don't think it's exactly what our city needed. And I was
Yeah,
thinking about this
yeah.
even leading up to our boys winning.
Yeah, the
We
energy has
we
been
are
good.
prepared. Infrastructure has been, and you know who I'll thank for that? Mayor Holt. What a
Honestly,
guy.
cheers to Mayor.
What a
Hall.
freaking guy.
Did you see him there? He was there.
Of course
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, and his beautiful wife. Oh my God. I think that Oklahoma City is still such a small town feel.
Yeah.
That makes us so relatable. That makes us so, I don't know.
It feels like you can really do something here.
Yeah.
It feels like you can really make a difference, be involved.
Impact.
You have ability, freedom, and flexibility to pursue whatever business opportunities you want here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you say, it's accessible. It's
It's-
not
yeah.
too far out of reach. You
Yeah.
know?
It's not feeling
and that's
oversaturated
exciting.
necessarily,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in any realm. No, the
Yeah.
other is the
And you
potential
know
for
what,
growth and
that might
expansion.
also just be like our mindset. Like we're just abundance minded, so it's like
that's also fair.
I could feel like that anywhere, but
yeah,
you know, there are other places that obviously like there's just
they're busting
a lot more competition. Like
they're busting at the seams already. Yeah,
and this
seemingly so.
Yeah. This is I'm loving it here.
Energy. We were talking about this. The last half of 2025. This is going to be huge.
We're halfway through the year.
We're halfway through the year.
I can't even believe it. Yeah.
Almost 6 months sober.
Yeah, I know.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Honestly, like.
Cheers to that.
You know, sometimes when we talk about.
You gotta drink when you cheers.
Oh yeah, thanks. Sorry.
Even if it's just coffee.
Mine's cold. It's like.
Mine's cold too.
Thinking about being sober out in this world. I mean, we've jumped a lot of timelines already this year. We've jumped a lot of timelines.
I mean,
we have. It's a catalyst.
I wouldn't have been able to get done.
Nope. We wouldn't be.
We
wouldn't be centered. We wouldn't be grounded. We wouldn't be connected to self in order to be making decisions that are, you know, life altering. Really, like in the best way. Life altering in the best way, or open to certain things that we maybe wouldn't have been before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that. Let me ask you this: December 31st, are you having a glass of champagne at midnight? What are you doing?
This year?
Yeah. Have you thought about it?
The only reason I've thought about it is because there's a bottle of Dom up in the top cabinet.
That you've had since last year.
Yeah, Autumn left it here, and that's like the only thing I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
I don't know. yet. I'm not ready to make that decision.
Yeah, I guess I'm not either necessarily. I wondered what you had been thinking about.
I'm not going to be like itching to do it.
No, yeah, hell no.
So, I mean, depends. Depends what we're doing.
You know, if we're celebrating abroad, if we're all celebrating abroad, or maybe go check out an F1 race somewhere on New Year's Eve, wherever.
Now that you've watched the Brad Pitt movie, you're just like,
I mean, I'm not
one fan.
I'm not living like I'm like in that movie, but I definitely will be.
What's your answer to that question?
Someone could tell me, Jenny, you can't have any alcohol the rest of your life. I'd be like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's great.
See, I don't feel that way.
But
I don't feel like...
We've been having mocktails. Well, Lynn and I went and grabbed a spicy
margarita.
So the
mocktails, I could never drink liquor again and be fine.
Yeah.
And beer because they make the NA beer, so when I crave a beer, it's like...
So easy, yeah. But the
honestly,
wines...
But the wines.
You are a wine girl.
Well, with food. Like with a nice meal or when traveling, you know what I mean? Like,
let's go back to Il Dolce Far Niente. Let's go to the Italian way. They're drinking table wine as water. Like it's wholesome, it's intentional, it's better wine there than any of ours.
Complements the flavors of the food.
Yeah.
And so
which that's the richness in life
so
don't hold out on yourself.
And I didn't even drink wine that frequently. So
no.
It's not like
no.
But I think there are just times. I will say the other night at the RH thing, like it was a little hard to not have a cocktail there because they had like beautiful cocktails on every floor.
Just
like
ambiance.
It was a different one. I was like, God dang it. It was like, I'm not going to wait in line just to get a sparkling water.
Yeah. You didn't? I did.
I know you did. I saw you. I was like,
well, we were just, Heather and Wendy and I were like on the ledge out on the balcony. We weren't on the ledge. We were, we were standing very safely on the, and they were getting drinks. I was like, well, can I get a tonic or a soda water, tonic water? And she was, it was a big deal. But I mean, if that.
I don't know. The reality is like, I have felt so much more in my power without it.
Yeah. It's hard to want to give that up.
It's hard for me to think about giving that up.
Yeah. Talk about such control.
And so even if I don't know. Too early to say. I haven't really thought about it. I'm still just enjoying the ride.
Yeah. 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. We got plenty of time. I think that for me, it could be, I would never have it again. I would be just fine with that. It would be just fine.
To say that, like I
don't love the taste. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I can rage, just like the rest of them. But
like you say, the mocktails really totally fine.
It's those spicy margaritas that Katie made at downtown in Tipsy Tiki. Those were fabulous.
Oh yeah.
Those were good. They were refreshing as heck.
Yeah, those were good.
They had zero alcohol in them.
Yeah.
It's so fun, like when we're out and about like that. Well, not like we do that very often anymore, but people, you guys aren't drinking? Like, nope. Oh, it always makes people feel a certain way.
People really do get in their feels about it.
I know.
It's always interesting to kind of watch them unwind.
How they react, yeah.
Everyone's kind of different.
And we just let them just like have
you're just like, no. And they're like, oh. And then
they want to hear a story.
Then go the questions.
They want to hear a story.
It's just like when I tell people about the ranch. Are you gonna get chickens?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get?
I know. Braxton suggested chickens, and I was like, yes, Braxton. I was
everyone's got their
their ideas about it.
Their ideas. About
Everyone's projecting.
Yeah.
Everyone's projecting.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I was thinking about, it found me on Instagram last night or the night before. This kind of piggybacking your thought on loving opportunity and loving like what's next, like that sort of thing. If we're open, which I feel like I'm very similar in that regard, but if we're open and everyone and everything is actually just here to teach us something.
If we're open to it.
If you're open to it.
Totally
and I think that I don't know it's not like I didn't know that before, but also a testament that not everybody's in your life forever. Season, reason, lesson, that, that whole saying. But yeah, everything that you encounter is just a projection of yourself and what you need to learn, like what you need to focus on. And if that's not let's just get back to ourselves and be the best and highest version of ourselves. So it invites everybody else to be that as well. That warrants everybody else. That's a welcoming for everybody else to be their authentic self, which I think is cool. I feel like my authentic self with you. Right.
Good. I hope so.
One of the few people in this, beautiful world. Like, I feel my authentic self with you, and I feel like you invite me to continue being my authentic self, and I would hope the same. Hope the same.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, which is just cool to think about. Yeah, everyone's teaching us something. Might not know it, but if you're open to it, you'll see it. Which is why Lynn last night when we were sitting at La Baguette after the F1 movie. Oh my God, I didn't realize Brad Pitt was from Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that.
I mean,
I knew that.
I'm learning compound interest in Oklahoma. I'd like to knowledge, yeah. But good old Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Oh God.
Anyway, so we were supporting our local cinema and whatnot. But we went to La Baguette after 4:30, 5 o'clock dinner on Saturday.
Sounds just like
I freaking love it, yeah. Well, and the waiter too knows Lynn by name, of course, and he recognized me. He goes, "Yeah, I've sat her before right there." I was like, "Hello, sir," and I was like, "Lynn, what's his name?" She goes, "I couldn't tell you," and I was like, "I'll ask." I'll ask. And his name's Christian. He was so sweet.
Oh, that's funny.
He was showing us. I guess he's bought a place in Cabo or where on the water. He was showing us photos of it. Super cool.
Nice.
Anyway, so I think he married up, is what he was saying. Yeah. She divorced well, and he married up, I think is what he was saying. Anyway, super fun. But in that dinner with Lynn, she is a wealth of knowledge, and she is so powerful, and I just absolutely adore her. And we've just become really good friends. Like, I dropped scones off at her house this morning. She was already grocery shopping.
Of course.
But in that moment, like, talking with her, we're talking about a business proposition. In my head, something had kind of clicked. I've just been really enjoying her companionship. Like, we went and saw a movie, I would just go do that by myself because you don't like to go see movies. So, or Emily doesn't either. I'm like, y'all are weird. Like,
I don't know.
I love the cinema. It kind of just
I love the idea of it. It's just when it actually comes out to it, I'm like, no, I can't go sit there for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's me at the nail salon.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
Oh, I don't do that either.
But if I don't like the movie, I'll just leave.
Which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
I could never do that. If I go, like, I'm gonna finish it.
Well, you claim
and then I'll be pissed.
You claim I might.
This is why I don't go to the movies.
Yeah, okay. You're like, it's a waste of money. But for me, I'm like, why would I? If it sucks, I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time here anymore. Like, I have better things to do, so I'll just leave. But okay, full circle. What I concluded last night over dinner with Lynn was that I think that we've aligned in this world because I'm supposed to fulfill her legacy.
I love that you are just like bringing these big things.
Everything she was sharing with me, I was like, oh my God, Lynn, the opportunity.
And you know how
we've been manifesting this. It was very unintentional. Like, it's not like I did it on purpose.
And also just like how you even met her. You were just out walking.
Oh, I was bopping that day. I was just bopping. Oh yeah.
You were just out bopping around.
She had the coolest hat on, and I was just like, I need to know her.
You were raving about her last podcast.
I know.
I had to keep you.
Reel me in.
I'm like, hold on.
Well, and I told her last night over dinner. I told her, I was like, I watched the most recent podcast episode. I told her we were hosting one today here at your house for the farewell, episode.
Which reminds me, I have one more thing.
Okay, good. And anyway, it was, I told her, I was like, if you go happen to watch it, I was like, just know I was kind of fangirling over you. And she goes, really? I was like, well, that was the day you had me over for coffee and pastries.
You warned her. I love that you warned her.
I did.
FYI.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shooting her straight, no sugar. I just shot her straight because I didn't want her to think like I'm a weirdo. I don't think she thinks I'm a weirdo. So. But even she was telling me the other night, because we hung out on Friday as well. We were gonna go see Elizabeth Warren at the farmer's market, but
did you not even know until you got up to the door that it was canceled?
And I thought, what poor taste that they didn't send out an email because you had to go.
Didn't?
No, you had to go sign up and then it was just a sign on the.
That is
low vibe.
Low vibe.
Anyway,
that is low vibe.
Anyway, I thought it was strange.
Surprising.
We made the most of it, but that was kind of sad to know that there wasn't any more consideration because they had my email anyway.
Weird.
But she had said to me I think I picked her up on Friday. I picked her up as I was dropping her off. She goes, I've something to the extent of Jenna's a new name in her friend circle. So everyone's like, well, who's this Jenna girl? Asking Lynn. And she goes, well, she's my new friend. And that's it. So I was like, Lynn, I've been really enjoying hanging out with you and just getting to know you as a human. But she's 45 years older than me.
Yeah.
She's lived so much life. And it's just so, she wasn't afraid to move from California to Florida to Oklahoma City and I if I had to guess, she won't be here forever. She's here right now, living out life.
Where's she gonna go?
Well, I asked her.
What'd she say?
You'll be shocked to hear her response.
Did you say Paris?
Take a wild step. Take a wild.
You did say Italy.
Well, yeah. No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, what'd she say? France, Italy?
Yeah.
France, yeah, I thought you told me.
South of France. Yeah. Or Italy. Or Tuscany. I was interesting.
See you there.
Yeah. I guess we should just have houses in both spots then,
I like it. I support this plan.
Yeah.
Fully.
And I was like, can a private jet fly the dogs? I was like, because how am I going to get Wally to Italy?
Hello, I know a way.
Perfect.
Yeah, he could be your service dog.
Well, he's really not that behaved.
Have you seen some of these service dogs? I think he's fine.
Kind of twerps.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Louie just sits on her lap.
You can pay, I think there are ways.
Okay. Lynn was like, yeah, she goes, that's why I didn't want an 80-pound dog. I wanted a 4-pound dog. And I was like, oh God, yeah.
Okay. We just got the signal at the time, but I remembered that there was something I wanted to talk about that we totally forgot to talk about. And I remembered because I just saw my pride flag flying back there.
Give it.
Being the last day of the month of Pride Month.
Yeah.
And being the gay one in this podcast, I thought.
Wait, today's the last day of the month?
Well, tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. I was like, essentially.
Basically.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to tell these. I thought there was 2 stories. I know there's one for sure that I'm thinking of, but I had two. Do you remember? I told him about you
I'm sure
2 instances of I said I want to talk about this on the podcast.
Oh, at work.
I remember that one, but there was another one. Oh, I remember what it was.
Talk about that one now.
Okay, the other one?
No, the
first one?
Latter, yeah.
The work one or the other one?
The other one.
I will. Yes, you do. Because I talked to you. I called you about it. I called you about it because
birthday shenanigans.
This is.
Oh God, you were all about it. You're bent out of shape that day. Yeah.
I was. So
That was weird for me to witness you so worried about the details. I'm like, I'm a details girly. You're usually not.
I haven't even told you this. But,
yeah.
I had booked this sunset sailboat cruise for my girlfriend on her birthday. Yeah. And I knew it was obviously going to be just the 2 of us and whoever the captain of this boat was, named Bill. And it was the day of, and I just kind of got to thinking oh my God, we're going to be on this small boat.
For a couple hours.
Yeah. It's her birthday. It's going to be romantic. Of course, I want to be close with her doing girlfriend things.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
physical touch.
And then I got worked up thinking about how every single county in this state went red, meaning there's a good chance that this could be
Bill,
a MAGA character driving this boat.
Yeah.
And I got really nervous and really concerned that I might get out on the water and this could be an uncomfortable situation.
Energy just thick and friction potentially.
It made me so sad that I was thinking about that it was
robbing you of your joy.
I didn't let it rob me, but it was certainly a bit of a concern.
Yeah.
Concerning enough that I called you.
Right.
And luckily
you weren't.
You were with Ethan. And I called you back.
Well,
and I was like, hey, I forgot to ask you. Like,
it was the night before you had shared. The night before you were gonna call, be like, no, Melissa, don't call Jenna. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then when we talked to you on the phone,
And I called you and I'm like, hey, what do you think I should
I had you on speaker.
Because I was like, do I need to tell this guy?
Preface
hey,
any
by
of
the
this?
way, like, I'm bringing, like, it's going to be me and
my
my
girlfriend
on this boat,
yeah.
you know? And I hated that.
That was even a thought.
That was even a thought. But it's also something that, like, I wanted to do for my and our own safety, you know? Of, like,
for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to get out there and this be uncomfortable and awkward and weird,
and
know?
Be a buzzkill for
and
a
be
birthday
a buzzkill
evening.
on a birthday, you know? So part of me, like, really just wanted to call the guy and be like, just be so bold, as I kind of am sometimes, you know? But you guys talked me down, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then I was like, this guy does this all the time. Like, surely we're not the first gay couple he's out on his boat.
Yeah.
And of course, it was fine. It was an absolutely beautiful, perfect evening. Yeah.
Core memory.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I love it.
It was a good one. Yeah. So maybe we just end with that one.
Yeah. It's, for me, when you called that day, so worried about the details. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen this from you before, or worried about outer world affecting like something, but also you talked it through. We figured it out. You're on speaker. Ethan was there too.
This is something
it's like
that gay couples have to deal with all the time.
And I'm blissfully unaware to that. So it's like, oh my God.
To be fair, like in a lot of ways, she and I still are as well, because we talk about this. Like, we're both feminine in appearance. People you can't
assume.
You don't look at us and make an assumption, where there are some people that it's a little bit sometimes more obvious to tell.
Right.
And so, in many ways, like, it's a privilege to blend in. And when you don't, and when you know that it's going to be very obvious that you
were spotlighted in that regard.
Right.
So yeah.
And so, in situations like that, I am very aware of my safety, my well-being, my partner's well-being.
Right. The protector kicked in you as well. Oh.
Yeah. And
so the 50-50. The protector kicked in you.
Yeah, probably.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. And so, but just highlighting a tiny little thing, a normal thing of just wanting to do something romantic for your person on their birthday, and because of our situation being maybe a little bit not the norm, so to speak.
Unconventional. Not even that. That sounds weird.
Like, whatever it is, just
dumb.
like,
it's dumb.
Get over it.
Yeah.
And luckily, like I said, Bill was an awesome guy.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to do that,
would recommend.
Go Bill.
Yeah.
But just a highlight of
well, and
the reality of being gay.
Yeah. And good for you for not letting it dim your light. Good for you for taking back your power and realizing, this actually, Bill can kick rocks. If Bill's got anything to say about it, Bill can kick rocks, Yeah. So cheers to you.
And he was really sweet. And then he ended up telling us, we had a conversation at the end, and he was telling us how he helped the guy at Sailor in the dock. That boat that's in the middle.
Yeah.
He sold him that. And he helped him do that. And he was like, oh, we're actually going to be in a float
Pride parade
next weekend. And I was like, oh, at the Pride? He was like, yeah, it's the Pride parade. I was like,
duh, yeah.
So
it worked out perfectly.
It worked out perfectly, and I'm so thankful for that. It doesn't always work out that way, but in this situation it did. And
for you it does, though.
Well,
yes,
sure.
Because you're the luckiest girl in the world. We're the luckiest girls in the world. We have lucky girl syndrome. Things always work out.
And cheers to that. And we're out of time, so I guess. And also, farewell to Park Place.
Aw, dang. Farewell.